Hello there, my name is Andrew Druckmann and I'd like to welcome you to the channel because after all, the reason why you clicked on that link is because you want to learn how to get leads for landscaping fast. Well, guess what? You just came to the right place because that is exactly what we are going to be talking about today. Now, if you haven't done so already yet, consider subscribing to Traffic Magic because that is what we do. We talk about different tips and strategies to help you get more people to the front door of your business every single day. Because after all, if you have nobody at the front door of your business, you have no business because that is going to be the bloodline to your business. And also, something to keep in mind, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below that's going to give you more of an in-depth training on how to drive hundreds of people to the front door of your business every single day. Now, without further ado, let's get into the action. So, my very first tip I'm going to share with you in order to get leads for landscaping fast is having a strong social media presence. And why is that even important, having a strong social media presence? Well, that's a really good question. I'm going to gladly answer that one for you right now. See, in the grand scheme of things, we have to kind of bear in mind in today's day and age, we are way past the time when people were flipping through the yellow pages, reading news articles or whatever have you, when they were looking up someone else's business to help solve their problems and fulfill their needs, because now everything has moved over to the internet. Everybody and their mama and their mama's mama and their mama's 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 mama is on the internet. They're on social media. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. If you are not taking advantage of the internet and as well as social media, then I personally think you're just going to be doing yourself a total disservice and you're going to be leaving a lot of money on the table. Now, I want you to keep in mind, I did say social media and I did say internet. And you're going to see exactly what I mean by that as we're going to be going through today's video. Now, the next thing I'm going to tell you when it comes to figuring out what traffic source you want to use, really, you can pretty much use whatever traffic source you want. It could be Instagram, like that's going to be for today's example, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, etc. It doesn't really matter, just as long as you're willing to take the time and work on it every day. But also understand some social media platforms might have some limitation more than others or whatever have you. So this is where in scenarios like that, you're going to have to be doing your due diligence and your research and figuring out exactly what that is, because that's going to be your responsibility, because not all social media platforms necessarily work the same. Some are a little bit different than others, but again, that's going to be up to you to do your due diligence and to do your research. Now, the next thing is to figure out exactly what your niche is going to be. Now, the importance of understanding exactly what your niche is going to be, it puts you in a better understanding so this way you can understand exactly who your target audience is going to be. And when you understand exactly who your target audience is going to be, that's going to put you in a better position to actually be able to service them. Now, in today's example, we're going to be talking about getting landscaping leads. So you might very well end up dealing with people that have small yards and maybe might need a little bit more detail work or whatever have you. So you might not necessarily charge them as much money, say if it's someone else that has like a bigger yard and maybe they need a lot more work, because if they need more work, obviously it's going to involve more time, which means you're more likely to charge them more. Also, are they in a nice area? These are all the factors you have to take into consideration when you know exactly who your target audience is going to be. And it puts you in a better position so that this way you can service them properly and then at some point end up having them as reoccurring customers, which is always the key to having an ongoing successful business. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to look up some landscaping businesses. We're going to go ahead and go into the search engine over here in Instagram, put in landscaping. Gonna wait for this thing to load. Okay, it didn't take too long. Okay, first example right here, right off the bat. I personally think this is a very good example right here. We're going to go ahead and click on this one. And the reason why I think this is a good example is because in the grand scheme of things, when you're posting content, understand you don't really have to think too much into this. I know this is one of the things I've noticed that a lot of people have a tendency of doing. They have a tendency of just overthinking this, and they kind of make a little bit more about this a little bit more than what it needs to be. And in which case, the whole point is when you're posting content, you always want to post simple content. It doesn't have to be very complicated. Like even like this, for example, I don't know if this person, whoever posted this, took this person right here that has, the green armor on or whatever have you. I mean, this could have been something he probably could have gotten from ChatGPT or Fiverr.com, maybe knew an artist or whatever. But still, nonetheless, even without that, this is very attractive content. Like, this is, to me, is very attractive. So let's go ahead and we're going to click on their account. As we're going to go through this, one of the things I do want to point out more than anything else, when it comes to posting content on your platform, it's important not only to post content every other day at the very least, and or at least, if not every other day, every single day. You want to constantly keep working on your business. If you want to get more leads, if you want to get more leads fast, you have to be constantly working on your business. You have to constantly keep posting free content. The point of posting free content is so that this way you can build a know, like, and trust with people, because when they see that you're the go-to person and you're the person to help solve their problems and fulfill their needs, because you're showing them beautiful, wonderful content of before and after work, like this, for example, right? Before and after. Honestly, at that point, that puts you in a better position where people are more than likely going to buy into you. And I really hope that that makes sense. And especially when you're also showing content of other people, like these guys, for example, you're showing them that they're doing the work. They look like they're very much enjoying themselves. Sometimes they have a smile on the face, other times no. And then, depending on the season, right? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Right? Or maybe it could be Thanksgiving, could be maybe came up before that, right? Obviously it came up before that. But the thing about it is that when you're constantly working on your business, you're constantly posting content, you will always increase your probability of being able to get more leads for your business. And I really hope that makes sense. Like this right here, this is beautiful, right? They have the bio right here. They have everything filled out. They don't even really have that many. 53 posts is not really a lot, but they have a good amount of followers. So, I mean, chances are these people aren't just posting necessarily on Instagram. They're probably also like on Facebook, probably even Google, which we're also going to be talking about that too. So I want you to think that we're just going to talk about Instagram, because we're going to talk more than just Instagram. So, but anyhow, let's go ahead and click back and see if there's any other content maybe we could look at. Here we go. This was something I was also saying before too, was before and after. When you're showing work of before, it would look like before, and then you're showing, work after you did your work and you did the work and you constantly keep posting this content. They're going to see again that you're the go-to person, that you're the person when they want to be able to get beautiful work done like this, they know you're going to be the person to go to. And don't ever underplay the fact that constantly posting content and engaging with people and building relationships with people is a very, very powerful thing. Now, this is not going to be the only place that you're going to be posting content. Right? So I want you to kind of keep that in mind. I'm not going to tell you just to post content on social media. You're also going to do other things with this content that you have accumulated, right? Like, for example, and this is what this is called mightysites.com. This is actually it's a website. Well, it's a website where they show you how to build a website. They have tutorials on it. It's actually beginner friendly. So if you've never really built a website before, it's totally understandable. It's okay. I totally get it. This is why I do like this. I really like this because, like I said, again, it's beginner friendly. They have tutorials on how to build websites. And if you want to get started on your free trial today, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below. So this way you can start your free trial. And seeing as how they show you how to do it, and it doesn't really matter what business that you work, they have tutorials on to show you how you can build a website within your niche of what it is that you are trying to work. Now, that content I was talking about before on Instagram, what are you going to do with that? You're going to take that, you're going to post that on your website. You're going to post pictures and or videos or a combination of. You're going to talk about why you're the go-to person, why you're the person that helps solve their problems and fulfill their needs. And also make sure, don't forget to have your contact information, whether it being phone number, address, email address, etc., whatever the case might very well be, so that this way they can get in contact with you. And honestly, that's one of the other things I do like about Mighty Sites. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. I don't really know if that makes any sense, because to build a good website, it doesn't have to have a whole bunch of details or a whole bunch of gimmicks or whatever. It's just something simple and fun. I don't know if that makes any sense. I hope it does. But point is, it doesn't have to be too complex. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink is what it is that I'm trying to say. Now, once you're done with that and you put all the information in here and you built out your website, then what you're going to want to do is go to Google My Business, and you want to create an account through Google My Business. I've noticed a lot of people who do be sleeping on Google My Business. I don't know why. I can't really explain that one, but I can honestly tell you, Google is another way to get a lot of good leads fast. And it's really simple. You just sign in, you start creating an account. It's a very simple thing that is a simple way to actually create an account through Google My Business. And of course, you take that website and then you post that website here. And also, and there was another thing I wanted to talk about, is encourage people as you get leads and you close out on those leads to leave reviews for your business. Now, obviously, you're hoping that they're going to be positive reviews, but the thing about that, I will tell you more than anything else, is what you do with those reviews is not only do you want to post that on your website, but you also want to post that here on Google My Business as part of your account. And the reason why that you want to do that is because, honestly, the way I look at it like this, I look at reviews as trust builders. So when people are looking up your business and they see that a whole bunch of positive reviews, that's kind of reviews, that's leads that you closed out on, that's helping you to get more leads, and it builds trust with other people. Because I'll be honest with you, I can't tell you how many times I've looked at someone's business and I see a whole bunch of positive reviews and I'm thinking, wow, obviously, if all these people are edifying that business and they're saying that they're doing a really good job and they service them properly, that kind of builds trust and builds credibility with me to want to have that person or that business service me as well. So really hope that makes sense. And that is going to be the end of this video for today. If you felt like you got some value, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. I want to know what you got to say. And also remember, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below that's going to give you free training, so that this way you can learn how to get hundreds of people to the front door of your business every single day. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.